Sodor's stories. Crovan the hero. Crovan is a private engine that works on Sodor. He is government and privately owned, and engines aren't too pleased to see him when he comes. He's a lot like Ivo Hugh, as Ivo Hugh is also government and privately owned. However, Crovan looks a lot like Henry's old shape, apart from he was completely blue. His tender was small, himself was small. His face looked extremely like Henry's, and on his tender it no longer says 87456. He's boastful for being privately owned, and even though he's never gone as fast as Gordon or Spencer or Mallard, he's still fast. Hello, Gordon. See you taking that old express today, said Crovan. Oh, yes, said Gordon. See what I have to put up with, YouTube, said Gordon. Gordon, you're not allowed to go out of the script. Oh, yeah, sorry. Hello, Crovan. Gordon looked up at the sky. I see you taking one wheel forward, Gordon, said Crovan. What is that even meant to mean, said Gordon. It means that you look up at the government while the government looks down on you, said Crovan. Oh, said Gordon. And with that, he steamed away with the express. However, a couple of days later, there was a storm. Many engines were in the shed for having no lamps. Now, half the railway was in the shed for either having no lamps, only a rear lamp, only a front lamp, and another quarter being for that it would be too hard for them, but most of the half was because of the lamps, and some of the engines didn't have lamps. Even Crovan had to go at a slow, steady pace. He was angry about this, but he was still happy about showing off. Right on time as usual, he said. Just then a workman came to Crovan. Crovan! Gordon's left some of his passengers behind, and some weren't in time to make it to the express. Yes, and what are they going to do? Sit around here? Said Crovan. No, said the workman. They're going to get in your coach. Wait, in my coach? There wasn't enough room, said Crovan. Sorry, but it's the only way. You'll probably have to get some more coaches if they all can't fit in your coach. The passengers tried to get into Crovan's coach, but they couldn't fit in. Crovan, you'll have to go and get some more coaches. You got to hurry now. The storm is on its way. If it gets any worse, it could fly an engine off the rails. Or lift an engine off the rails, I should say. Crovan understood how bad the weather could get, so he went off to go and get some coaches. Oh, I do hope I find enough coaches, he said. Crovan tried to fit all the coaches into the platform, but not all of them could fit in, so people who got into the last coach, the break coach, had to climb over seats. And Crovan slowly and steadily pulled the train. He hasn't pulled a train like this for ages. All 5 coaches were heavy. But the thing that was worse was Crovan's wheels slipping. The rails were almost going to flood. But he carried on. He went on and on and on and on. The faster he tried to go, the slower he went. He was coming up to the next station. "I can do this," he said. He tried to sound brave, but he just couldn't. He made it to the next station and rested. "I've done it. I've gotten to this station," he said. Passengers got off and thanked Crovan. This only made Crovan more boastful. Crovan was on a set of points, and you would have to change tracks because Gordon would be up ahead at a station. So Crovan went to change tracks to the far end of the line. He soon changed lines and he was coming up to the next station, Crosby. Now Gordon would be stopping at each and every station to pick up passengers. This would be so he could get as many people away from the storm as possible. He was talking to Derek before we left. "I can't leave this siding. The sun's going to be too strong for me. Besides, I don't have a lamp," he said. "You may be a diesel, Derek, but you're one of the by far nicest diesels of all, and I do feel sorry for you. However, I do wish you could get out that siding," said Gordon. Then they heard a whistle. It was Crovan, coming in at a slow but steady pace. "Oh, what's that old engine doing with 5 coaches?" thought Gordon. Crovan slowly but surely was making it to the next platform. Oh, this is getting more tiresome each rail turn I take. He wanted to rest, but he took another and another for the passengers. Each station he would rest at. He would take in the responses from the passengers. This angered Gordon. He hadn't been getting those responses. Derek tried to hold it in and keep his face sad, but he couldn't help it. Oh, Gordon, you remain getting responses from the passengers, unlike Crovan. Laughed Derek. Oh, ha ha, Derek. Crovan smiled. Good one. Good one, Derek, said Crovan. And with that, Crovan carried on, but he'd have to go as fast as he could for this. He set eyes on the track, and soon they were off. At first, it was hard to pick up speed, but he soon went faster than he'd ever gone before. He'd never gone to his full speed before, at least not on his time returning on the railway. He came to Gordon's Hill, the mightiest hill on the railway. He slowly was losing grip, but he managed to take a wheel turn and another. I can do this, he said. He soon managed to slide down. No, he said. He kept his wheels turning, but he just bumped and slided down the rails. This can't happen, he said. So he let himself slide down the hill. He knew his bumping would slow down the train and wouldn't make it derail. Crovan changed tracks, and slowly but surely he gained up speed to get over the mighty Gordon Hill. The thing that didn't help was carrying 5 heavy coaches and 1 tenth of full of coal and water. But he did reach the top. And happily raced down. His coach and the 4 express coaches carried on, going off to Walesworth. He went as fast as he could, but with slippery rain, he couldn't go really fast, especially with 5 heavy coaches. But then he saw some points. He had to slow down. That night, Crovan came into his shed. He had helped all the passengers to their stations, and even Gordon had broken down, so Crovan went to go and help Gordon and bring him to Vickerstown. Then brought him back to Knapford to be checked over. Then brought him back to Tismouth sheds to be properly checked over. Then he went into his shed at Vickerstown. He looked at his coach and then his driver. Well done, Crovan. You did a great job today. No one could have done it like you. Crovan smiled, and so did his coach. We will give you a new coat of paint, a new coat of blue paint tomorrow. Though you'll be the smartest engine on the railway. Crovan beams from buffer to buffer. But after this event, he still didn't learn his lesson about being more boastful. Do you? And I think he's still going to be boastful in the future. Do you?